What's up, Patriots? Hope you guys are doing well. This is CJ with the Patriot Nation, and we are studying the most inept president in U.S. history. And I have a question for you guys. What do you do when you are the most inept president in the history of the United States and you're asked a question about withdrawing troops? Well, if you're Sleepy Joe, you laugh. That's right, you laugh. You can't make this stuff up. Sleepy Joe is laughing when he's asked about Afghanistan. Take a look.
He has laughed several times at this situation in Afghanistan when he's been asked by reporters questions.
Because the United States is now negotiating with the Taliban over airport access and such, do you now trust them? And then a question on the public response. A new poll out.
A sane and mentally fit person does not laugh in a situation like that. I mean, he's addressing a pissed off nation and he's giggling during it. He's being asked, if we don't get all of the Americans out, what are you going to do? What's going to be your first step? And he starts giggling and looks like he's about to give an answer. And then the audio cuts out.
If Americans are still in Afghanistan after this time, what would you do? What would we do if Americans are still there after the deadline?
And then you've got Black Hawk helicopters being flown by Taliban. This is multi-million-dollar equipment being flown by terrorists. You can't make this stuff up. And Sleepy Joe also was stirring things up when he happened to just look at his watch while honoring the soldiers. Clearly he is bored, or he just cannot stay mentally focused long enough. But instead he wants to move on to the next meeting or whatever it is, ice cream visit or what have you, whatever this guy does, which really doesn't seem to be leading the country. So now we've gone from a president who fields any question almost like a batter who takes any pitch, fastball, curve, strike, changeup, whatever. He'll take it. That's Trump. Okay, you've gone from him to a president who says things like, oh, let me see who's on the list. Let me see who's on the question list. Yes, that's Sleepy Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, they gave me a list here. The first person I was instructed to call on was Kelly O'Donnell of NBC.
Instructed, Emily. I can tell you I've never instructed President Trump to call on a predetermined list of...
We've gone from a guy who can handle all sorts of stress, doesn't run from situations, shows his face, answers questions above and beyond what most politicians do. Now we've gone to a guy who runs to his basement. And the Democrats have gotten what they've wanted. They wanted a guy who they could hide, who wouldn't have to show his views, who wouldn't have to say what he believed. They hid behind this virus, okay, with Sleepy Joe. He didn't have to come out of the basement. And now we've got a situation where it's actually unraveling faster than they anticipated. And because of that, I'm sure these guys are quaking in their boots, because what's going to happen is they are going to be very, very vulnerable during the midterms. Furthermore, what are they going to do? Are they going to throw Sleepy Joe under the bus and get rid of him? Or are they going to stick it out and start backing up all of the bullshit decisions he's been making? But instead, they may actually dump him and back Kamala. The downside for them is this. Kamala's approval is extremely low. She has a lot of problems too, because her competency is not rated very high. The American public voted her very, very low on even the Democrat candidate list. It'll be interesting to see what goes on next in this ongoing saga. Take care, Patriots. See you guys next time.